Everyone, welcome along. Welcome to Steelhorse Station. Let's head across to Pallegney and get on with the evening. Great to see you all. And when I say that, I'm guessing I'll get some of you on the play. It's a bit of a quiet start. That's not a problem. We are back as usual on Pallegney. We are in March. We have a bunch of things to do. So, this thing I want to check. We sold the alfalfa last time. And I just want to see. So it was harvested. Is it grown sufficiently to? Whoops, that's not what I want. Is it regrown at all to require another cut? There. So let's have a look. It has not, but also it doesn't need to be ploughed. So what we can do in terms of getting this ready, we need to take this strip out so that we can join the two fields together. So that will require the plough. And then we'll cultivate the whole lot so we can feed it with sugar beet. This is the plan. I'm assuming that it's a big assumption. I don't think there's any other sugar beet planted in the district at the moment. But there is some up in field 30, field 7. Look what the price of those fields are. Out of curiosity, because it may be better to take something, because we don't have a planter. It might actually work out to be better to buy one of those fields with sugar beet in it, and then plant sow something else like oats, for instance, or sorghum in our field here. So field 30 was one. The yield's pretty crap down there. 7 was another. 10. Ponder that through the day. I did pick up 2 contracts. I don't know if there's any more knocking around. Let's have a look here. Oops. A little bit more noise would help, no doubt. So contract situation is pretty quiet, but there is an oat field on 56 and sunflowers on 42. So let's head over. And in fact, while we're over there, you can see we've got a few products out of our dessert factory, so we'll come back and deal with those later. But for now, let's see here, what have we got? So I'm guessing the little tractor goes with the sunflower seeder. Sunflower planter, so let's stick you on there like so. We have seeds
back at the yard, so whoops. So I don't see any need to purchase more. G'day, Mark. Welcome in, sir. You are the first that I can see, but that doesn't mean there aren't people there and YouTube isn't just lying to me. It's always a possibility. Hope you had a successful foray to the continent and got all your furniture sorted out. Fold that one up. And what are we supposed to be planting? Sunflowers, wasn't it? Yes. We have our own long weekend here this weekend, so King's birthday apparently. Although everyone knows that it's not really the King's birthday, it was just where the Queen's birthday was. 910 miles, yeah, that'd wear most people out, I'd reckon. That's a fair bit of driving, especially when a goodly portion of it is on the wrong side of the road, which is always more stressful, at least. Doesn't matter how many times you've done it in a large van. Okay. So have you changed careers? You're an antiques dealer now. Now what are we doing? We're looking for seed, aren't we? There we go. And we want big bag of seeds. We just want, well, let's get 2 out because we'll need one for the other one. There we go. Can I fill these without unfolding them? He says. Not looking like it. The good old chores. Now I don't know how much of this we're going to need, but we'll fill the whole bag up. Let's fold him up. Thousand litres. We should be able to see how much this field's going to take. Oops, which one? Where is my... There it is. What field are we doing? 42 sunflowers. Field 42. Should be plenty, so we won't need any more. Let's head around. Where was field 42? I don't think it's too far away. 56 is over there. 42 is flashing up. Now it's not far away at all. Okay. I'm growing weary of doing battle with Giants Editor trying to get triggers to work properly. God, that's a frustrating process. Clearly I'm missing an important piece of understanding about just one aspect of how they work, I think, and that's causing me to not have them connect properly. Where are we going? We're going to the left here. Yes, we are. So I sort of have the Pastures store working, but do you reckon I can get the in fact, what we might do is let's just park you back there. Let's put you on Crossplay for the minute. We might come back and help it out later on. 6.8 sounds about right. Let's put 2 headlands, sharp corners, generate the course. Yeah, that works. Good evening, Jack Sarge. Good to see you, sir. Welcome in. Hope you're well. We're just starting work here. I am going to get this guy going on this contract, and then we'll take this one across. We've got a another sowing contract as well. We might ultimately do this one ourselves. This is a bit bigger device. But I was just going to explain while Mark was there, if you, well, he may be busy, of course, but where I'm up to with the Pastures store. There's some progress. Now let's fold you up, take you back, because what we can do is grab the ute while we're here. Yeah, that's no worries, Mark. It's just I'm conscious that you multitask significantly. I always figure that if I say something that you happen to catch, you might check on it later and correct me, so that's fine as well. That's not any drama, or similarly, that just might be no answer for the moment. Now let's see, let's put this guy has all the seed in the bin at the front, doesn't it? I shall show you. So the issue is I can't load. I have tried several things and I cannot get the input trigger to work. And I can't for the life of me. I tried importing the one from the dessert factory. Let's just, in order to get this step, we need to go down the shop. So we'll do that. Oh, we don't want to take that with us. Oh. Thank you. That's better. My CP worker doesn't seem to be moving. No, he does not. He's probably stuck on a fence, knowing my luck. I probably started him on the headlands. Well spotted, thank you. I probably started him on the headlands and I should have started him in the centre, would be my guess. It's Let's see here. Well, let's just order this first while we can. So we now have the ability to, I hope, yeah. How is it? I've messed something up in the last translation. Right. Which one's which? I'm sure I had that correct. Gone and tangled up my own version control, I suspect. Okay, well, if we buy you, because that should be sulfuric acid, which is what I'm concentrating on. Let's just go and see. It is sulfuric acid. Excellent. I haven't bothered with the markings on the... that could also be the other reason. He's got seed. Let's have a look here. Crossplay. Seeder settings. Sowing machines use fertilizer. Well, there you go. That would cause it to be an issue that I hadn't encountered. There we go. It's much happier about that. But I'm not loading it to a FERT storage container. I'm loading it to as an input to a production. So that what, oh, man, who said that was a stop sign? But okay, so that, well, that gives me another thread to try, because in simple terms, there's two ways I could go about sorting that out. One, I could rig up a trailer like the Yoskin or one of the cheap ones to deliver my fertilizer. We could jury rig that. That'd be easy enough to try. To deliver my acid. So, let's have a look. Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking based on what you said, Mark. So anyway, let's have a look where we're up to. So we've got a connection out of our cow barn into what will be the acid processor. Interestingly, and this is why I thought it was an issue, I've managed to break the trigger which allows me to open the doors there, and I also can't get a much lesser issue. I can't get this defined as a silo extension to connect to the production. So buggered if I know what's going on. However, I am partially there, so if we cheat for the minute, because I can't load it the conventional way. We might try something else towards the end, but I'd have to do some quick XML to make it work. If we go to, what are you going to be? Production point list. Asset processor is number 14. If you haven't seen this done before, this is the magic key. So production 14, and I can, if I'm on PC, set a fill level for inputs. In this case, I want to put sulfuric acid in, and I'll fill it up. I could use current trigger, yes, but I don't trust that I haven't broken the triggers. So this is a more reliable way I've found to fill it. So now we've got in our production, this is our acid processor. It's filled up with sulfuric acid, so I can turn it on, and lo and behold, it will start to produce, I hope. I notice our farm production's running. Yeah, so we've now got liquid fertilizer coming. So the basic concept works, and I do know that so that's the interesting part, is that the trigger to take out of here, I can fill a sprayer here. I just can't get it to load into the silo. So obviously there's a very easy fix. I could just increase the storage in here to the amount that I want, and nobody would be the wiser, but that's not the way I wanted it to work, because I wanted the ability to go into here. As much as anything, I was trying to test my own understanding of how productions work, and I have learnt a bunch of things, but you know, these, where has it gone? So there's the first part, that's the acid processor, and I've got text, and that's what it does, right? Produces liquid fertilizer by doing combining acid with animal farts, and then the idea being that over here in silo extensions we have that storage bit which you bolt on the side, and that stores the fertilizer that it produces, so that's mentioned there. And if I go to the shop, which is not working properly at the minute, it was supposed to tell me that one of the pallets was for sulfuric acid and it's a bit cheaper, but it gets used a bit faster, and the other one's for nitric acid. So that's the deal. But that's a very good pickup, Mark. It gives me another line. That's where it's so frustrating working around in circles, because you're battling the editor doing, Giant's editor doing odd things, and then you change a little thing, or you make a fat finger error in your XML, and you just feel like you're going around and around in circles. But there you go. So that's where we're up to. And I will now investigate what I've got to do. So maybe what I need to do is add the trailer tanker trigger to one of these tanks. I'll think about that in due course. Welcome those others that have joined us. We're just having a look at our cobbled together production, which is now making, as you can see down there, slowly making liquid fertilizer. So the formulas I've gone for are deliberately slow. This is not intended to be a massive money making venture, and I will do some more experimentation. I haven't also fixed the diagrams, so that I've got those to sort out. But my rationale here is ultimately there'll be a script that will increase this based on the number of cows in the pen. So the idea is this is just a basic formula, and then as you add more cows, it gets slightly quicker. But what I didn't want to, well, sorry, put it in the positive. What I was going for was that a reasonable number of cows running for a year should produce a few pallets of liquid fertilizer, right? So it's not intended to be a money-making venture. It's intended to be a way to fertilize your farm sort of idea. So that's the concept I'm going for. While we're here, cows are in good shape. You can see we've bred again. It's now another 7 months till we get any more. They will need some more food today. If we jump up the top of the map while Mark's here, so we have cornered the market in strawberry sorbet, and what else have we got there? Which one's which? Strawberry jam. So we learnt last time that on hard economy they're not the most lucrative products to be kicking out, but given our sugar is essentially surplus, I'm not too concerned about that. Surplus to the contracts that we did. Now what do we want to do here? I can't. Different R is what we want. Good. Every product output is 1.8 times the product inputs cost-wise. That's not what it looked like last time when we looked at it. Maybe my maths was wrong. There's always a chance. Let's have a look here. So let's look in here. Actually, before we do that, we need to look at the formula. So if we take strawberry jam, I think was the one we looked closely at. So in essence, 2 sugar and 2 strawberries make 4 strawberry jams, little over 4.5. So 2 sugars was, and I'm going on the purchase price, was 3,000. 2 strawberries, the current going rate is, well, we could use sugar off the menu, couldn't we? Because I can't, the only place I can buy sugar is at 1,500. If we go with strawberries, where are they down there? A small range, let's call them midpoint 250. So that's 3,500 and a bit for inputs, and that's going to generate 4 strawberry jams, 4.5 strawberry jams, which will get us less. Let's call it 4. So that's what I meant on hard economy, that I suspect the numbers you quoted me hold for normal economy and much better for easy. But the way the ratios work, they come out really close on hard. Show you the sugar sell price. The sugar sell price will be much closer. Yeah, so yeah, but you can't. So off the sugar sell price it works. So it's a better proposition off sugar that you would otherwise get. But if you have to buy the sugar, it doesn't work. I explained that poorly. So yes, the maths work much better off the compared to selling your own sugar. And that's the state we're in. Whoops, we've got more to load. That's the state we're in now. The one thing I was certain of was that if we were running on an easier economy, we would be positively printing money. Oh, we're full. Oh. Yeah, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with the way it's set up. So now we will go and exercise the sell point in town. If we can back out of here without, just can't quite. Oh, I might be able to swing wide enough to get her along there. I made a boo-boo when I placed it. I put the fence just a fraction too close to the back of the building. We might just sneak through there, not quite. And I've got no traction. God, that annoys me. Right. There we go. Exactly, Mark. Yes. And I think that was my reference point because I suspect I was watching. The only point where I'd seen sugar bought before was either a Mr. Sealy P or a Daggerwin a bazillion years ago, and it just didn't register in my head that sugar was anything other than cheap. But it's all relative. But anyway, it's all good. We're going to get a nice little return here, and what we have seen is that the sort of output we would get from a field of sugar beet will provide lots of sugar to fill up the, or not fill up, but keep the dessert factory going for a bit. So I'm kind of liking the idea that, because the peak price for these I think are in the I'm going to say middle of the year. Yeah, I know Daggerwin only plays on easy. But what struck me is I think it's not immediately obvious when you're just looking at the production menu. But if I'm not mistaken, you look like you've sort of got some seasonality in the products. So the idea is you can keep your dessert factory running all year, but in the summer you make the sorbet and the jam, and then the sort of chocolate puddings in the back half of the year from memory. So that's good. We'll figure out what the plan is. Yeah, that's a shorter way of saying what I was trying to say. So at the moment we're going to be selling these out of season, but I just wanted to get some cash in so we can do some of the other things that we are looking at. different month. There you go. It felt well thought out when I noticed. Now, of course, I'm on completely the wrong trailer to be selling to this sell point. I really got to get a trailer I can reverse more reliably. I can just get the front of you in the sell point. Money is accruing. So for those that haven't seen it before, so to go with the dessert factory is this specialty sell point. So we've set it up here in the car park of the supermarket to compete with the patisserie over there. Well, I can just about get through. Oh, legend, that was an accident. I'll take that. Come on. There we go. So I picked up a few bucks. Worked a treat. Love it when a plan comes together. For those that remember from last time, we put the class in for its inspection, which currently then revealed we had a couple of faults. So we fixed all of those faults. So the class is all bright and shiny. This one hasn't been done yet. We might do that towards the end of the episode today. Let's put you over here out of the way. I've got the strawberries distributing up to the dessert factory for the minute, rather than drive them up there. So yeah, distributing. And so I'll do that until, my plan was I'll do that until it's full of strawberries, and then we'll turn it off until we need some more. I took some milk up, got a bit of flour. There is a little bit more sugar, and so we need to look at which product. Oh, they're only going to show the ones we've got. Yeah, so June and July are peak months for sorbet and strawberry jam. We look at the other ones. Chocolate mousse. Chocolate mousse might be a good choice. We don't have any chocolate though. Cream caramel. Oh, we might be able to knock out a little bit of cream caramel. What was that requiring? Eggs are going to be our problem. We won't have enough eggs. We've only got a little bit of sugar left, so which is just the last little bit that's in the sugar mill. While I think of the sugar mill, does anybody know how, once we're using the production leasing mod, how do you stop leasing a production? $1,000 a day is great, and if we're stuck with leasing the mill for all eternity now for $1,000 a day, then I can live with it. But I can't find a button anywhere. I went down to the door for the production, and you can't. The trigger doesn't work. So I'm blowed if I know how you actually. I haven't looked inside the mod to see if there's a a mechanism that it just didn't communicate. What am I looking for? I'm looking for where our contract is. Field 56, which is over the river. Oh, okay, I know that road. Nice big New Holland. Oh, that sowing contract finished. Whoa. Can't break that fast. Knew he was going to come. There are many accidents. That's a black spot on this map. So I was thinking that we might plant a grain in the fields that we need to prep and then buy sugar beet, but I don't think that's necessarily a good plan right at the minute. It'll take us a little while to get enough contracts to be able to get our income up to the level I want. So we're not in bad shape. It's just takes time to advance things. Now, where are we? This is where we want to go. Memory, we're planting oats, I think. We'll check. I do like the way he's done these farm tracks. They're fabulous. So let's change to oats. Make sure that was the correct contract. That's finished. Yes, field 56 with oats. So, how wide are you? What's the orientation of this field? So what we could probably do is run across and then square it up on the other side there, I think. Unless we just run a straight. You know, we could always run a GPS course just straight up this edge, couldn't we? If I could remember how to turn all of that on. What'll be alt? No. Ooh, hit the wrong key completely. Let's see here. E. What are my hotkeys for GPS? I'm gonna have to check it. You can tell I don't use it an awful lot. How much more? We'll get there in a minute. Auto drive. Pasture helper. So there are some hotkeys for expandable pastures, which I didn't know about. GPS Alt-C toggles it on. Set the guidance point, auto width. Right. Control S is what I wanted. Let's try it if we're in the... There we go. Enable guidance, steering. It's AB stream. What was this angle up this side? Did we decide? About 278 will do. Set. Da, 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 9.14 was too wide by the looks. Right. Away we go. Let's see how we do. That's fairly speedy seeding, I must say. Good time to have a drink. Not perfect, but it will do the trick. And around we go. So I hope everybody is having a good week. Mark got all his furniture home. Yes, we're at the stage where, with one junior family, well, the eldest daughter out, we're starting to think more about reducing the amount of stuff we have, not increasing it. And certainly once you have to act somebody up, you kind of realize that it's something that's best dealt with before you get to the point where you got so much stuff you can't move. Packing up houses for parents is no fun at all. Particularly as we're finding here, having sort of been through the process a couple of times and with some friends as well. Antique furniture is really hard to sell because the current up and coming generation just don't want it. It doesn't fit in their houses. It's referred to as brown furniture, and nobody wants brown furniture. I'd prefer to go and buy it newer to here. which is a bit horrid. I'm going to power through this contract. We've only got a couple of pieces, which I wouldn't trade anyway. But I'm certainly glad we never invested in a big dining table or anything like that. Oops, why is that not? Let's try actually activating the GPS. It'll work much better. Rather than pretend pushing the keys. It's looking a bit hazy here in Pallegney today. Well, the one that really surprised me, Jason, was the photos. It's, you know, my mother, because, you know, we're still talking about generations where there weren't really any, but towards the end, my mother-in-law took a reasonable number of photos. You know, they're printed, and she was meticulous when she did have them printed. She'd put them in albums, and they're all neatly labelled. But then you find yourself with, you know, 200 kilos of photo albums that nobody wants. They were memories to them, but they're not memories necessarily. Most of them aren't memories to you, and so you find yourself, you're going through them, and you take that sort of 200 kilos of photo albums and you distill, you know, 40 photos and throw the rest away. And it sort of begs the question is, well, okay, so what will the current generation do? They'll have 400 terabytes of photos that nobody will ever look at. My mother is very much in the modes that you're describing, Jason. She's spent her entire life accumulating. Whoa, why did that do that? Sheet music. I'm trying to explain to her, why are you not? But oh, because the wheels are. That will do it. I can't actually see that part of my keyboard. The microphone's in the way, and so when you keep hitting the wrong button, it doesn't help. But yes, we've started a conversation with her trying to explain that if she wants it to go to a good home and be useful, really she needs to help us identify where that home is so that we can start shipping it to them. Very good. Yeah, my dad's well, see, I've amassed most of my own tools along the way because Dad was very much still using them. Now I can see. And the last few years, while his hands were allowing, he's just about stopped now, but he's been doing funky projects. So he made a rocking chair for the veranda. He made a penny farthing, which I have to go and collect from my sisters, because it never occurred to him to think about the size that he made it. So he actually made it oversized, so the distance from the hub to the seat is actually longer than the inside leg of any human I know. So you can't ride it. Should be a cancel lease button on the production menu. Aha. Let us have a look. I thought I looked there, but I may not have noticed it, or I may have been caught up. Production menu. Nope. Can't see it there, can you? That's it. That's the mill. Maybe if I activate it. Nope. I wonder. So it's possible that because it's not because it's built into the map, there could be something funky going on there that's not helping. Because if we go visit it, right, I can read it. It actually says I own it. And if I go in, it just brings me into the menu. It doesn't give me any other choices that I'm aware of. I suppose the only place we didn't look. Pro shot. No, it hasn't snuck anything into the key bindings either that I can see, so. Oh, for those of you on PC, just while I'm there, this Move Husbandry Animals script mod is terrific. It's one step better than the Herdsman stick. The Herdsman stick is still great. Oh, I can sell it. Where did you see that I had the ability to sell it? That's the problem. I don't have a sell key either. On what screen would I go to sell it? See, normally the sell button comes up. Oh, no, but then if I can, on the construction menu, nope, because it's built into the map. Yeah, that's where we are. Because it's a custom build, and none of his custom builds are straightforward. They're all weird. That's okay. I will, it's just another mystery to solve when I get a few minutes. It was just, I thought I'd ask, and if anybody, must turn that off. Anybody knew, that would save me hunting. I looked in all the places I could think of. I mean, as I said before, it's not the end of the world, given that we're paying $1,000 a day for it. We're going to be using sugar forever. It's cheaper than that 800,000 that we needed to buy it at the beginning, or to borrow the 800,000 to buy it. So it's not a bad deal to keep it. It was just interesting that I don't have any errors in the log either, so it's not like there's something obviously screwy going on with lure for it. Well, we're about not quite halfway across. We're probably just going to run out of seed, are we? One thing we'll go and do after we've done this field is put down, we've got enough cash there to build the expandable pasture down by the river. So we'll go and do that. We won't have enough money to stock it, but now that the weather's better, I don't feel so bad about putting calves in there. And we will have to make some feed. What I'm gonna do here, let's give ourselves some wiggle room down the side. Down the fence by the train. Press T in the production menu. No. But that could be because T is normally the key I use for, it could be a clash, but I didn't see it in the... Lots of things use T. Expandable Pastures has grabbed it. Can't see it. Uses the chat key. Ah. Well, maybe they're out for smoko. Well, they should have renamed it to Hotel California. You can check out, but you can never leave. Let's just zip across here. I probably could have. There we go. I'll just add that to my list of things to do over the weekend. Now that you gave me the tip on the on getting liquid out of those canisters, it may well be far less messing around to... I mean, I could go the whole hog and set up a chemicals distributor in town that'll fill up my little tanker with acid that I want. That sounds a bit excessive. But certainly we can get them shipped into the dealer or the shop and fill up our tanker at the shop. I reckon that might be the way to go. It's not like I'm planning to release the fart juice store to giants. I noticed they shipped an update for the Farm Productions pack. Does anyone know what was improved, if anything, or fixed? I haven't actually seen anyone use anything from that pack since it was released. Virtual Farmer keeps threatening to, but he hasn't actually got himself into a position where he has been able to so far. I understand that, Mark. Neither did I. Might as well finish off that sowing contract because there's no more contracts. Although that will... Oh, let's just sell our seed and be done with it. But we are going to need to... Oh, well, let's actually check the shop in a second. That sounds like an excellent plan, Mark. Don't rush, we'll be there. And we'll be here when you get back. May even finish this while you're getting some victuals. Now, let's just zoom down here. This shouldn't take long now. The $64 question is how much will we run out by? It's going to be a nuisance. We'll have to go and get some more seed. $54 litres. Let's do the bottom of the field. Certainly is quick. Quite like the seeder. Nicely balanced having the seed deck on the, or the hopper on the front. No point hanging around waiting to run out because we know we need more. So let's go to the shop. We can check out what's in the used equipment list. We need probably to lease a planter so that we can plant our own sugar beet. I did cut out grass fields and grabbed some more, made some more silage. Also sold a couple of loads of silage out of the the bale store, so that's sort of where our funds came from. Yeah, I quite like this setup. Not usually a huge New Holland vehicle fan, but not that I have any relevant expertise or knowledge. Let's get 1 bag of seeds. And have a look in the used equipment sale. So can't think of anything that we need an auger for, but we don't need another tractor, although that one wouldn't be bad. If we got another mixer, I'd want to go 22 grand. Yeah, I'd want to go larger, I think. That wouldn't be a bad pickup. Can't afford the fast track. That's too big. And that's no different to the other ones. So they're no good. So what would we... Planters, where are we here? They're all a bit big. I think we might just go with the Maxima. Because that's 4.5 and that's 6. So the extra 1.5 meters makes a big difference. So I reckon we'll take this guy. We'll lease you for now. Yes, okay. Escape. And we'll come and get you after now. Put that in. Go back and finish the contract. Yes, probably can. Although it's not a huge deal because it's right beside the field we're going to do is literally right beside the farm. So, oh, come on. Collision boxes on these cars miles away when you don't want them to be and non-existent when you do. G'day, Uggsy. How's it going, sir? Hope you are well this evening. You're into your less than 30 days countdown till you're on a jet plane, based on what I heard last night on your stream. We're having a very chill stream this evening. Mark's just gone, Athornwaite's just gone to get a sandwich. Other than that, it's fairly quiet in here. Which is fine. We've just about finished this seeding contract. We ran out of seed. Just a smidge to go, so let's get this sorted. You're not behaving yourself. There you go. Now, so we need to go and get that last little bit of sugar from the mill now that it's finished processing the sugar beets, and take that up to the dessert factory. Do we have any eggs? That's the big question. Let's, while we're here, run up and just do that headlands. Really should put the GPS engage button on my steering wheel so I don't have to brake the feed. So much to do. Clear that up. Let's drop you down there, on there, and away we go. Eggs, I was going to check. Have we got eggs? Well, we got a couple, not a lot. Yep. We're more in the business of breeding chickens at the moment than we are of manufacturing eggs. Enough to make an omelette, but not as many as we need for cream caramel, I think. Haven't looked at the actual recipe. Where are we here? Let's stop that for the minute. What have you run out of? Oh, you're full, right, okay. Cream caramel. So a month's worth, we're going to need 9,000 eggs. For a month's worth of operation, and we've got 1.5. So we're not... Oh, we'll go 10. So we're only going to make 5. We're not even going to make a pallet of cream caramel, unfortunately. So we might be better off just putting the sugar that we've got left into the farm shop and just keep going with trickling out cake. Definitely not enough for a pavlova. Not even a New Zealand pavlova. Yeah, some things you can just guarantee a rise. You probably put kiwi fruit on yours, do you? So who's going to win in Montreal. Canadian GP. I haven't actually seen the weather forecast, so got no idea what sort of conditions we're going to have. Right, so now if we zip up the other end of the field, we can come back down. I just feel obliged to finish his edge there. Sort of stands out when there's a big white stripe down the side of the field. Right. So there you go, Argsy. If I ever get the script to work, I might flick you the Fart Juice Factory. So it's the working man's version of the Lily sphere that was in the last pack. But acid goes in here, liquid fertilizer comes out here. So I've got my acid, although I haven't got my labels sorted on the container yet, but I'm sure you and FSG could find a place to pop one on a map somewhere, as long as it didn't get you into trouble with giants. Now I don't want that tractor. I want to finish the other contract, don't I? That's completed. Right. So now what we need is to get the plow. Which is sitting down the end. It's a bit of a drop off the end here, but we'll make it. Now, that's how straight's that? It's not too bad. Need to create fields, which used to be Y. Is it still? Yes, it is. Let's create you across there. That's about the line we want. Yep. And now we can legitimately join these two fields together, and then we'll set about cultivating it. I did check before, the new field doesn't need ploughing, and I ploughed ours last season, so we'll go with this. Would probably need to soil sample it to get the strip down the middle here, and I'm guessing we're going to need, because I'm not sure what the situation is for lime, but it's probably horrid. Where are we? The score's pretty crap. It's mainly loam. So that stripe I'm hoping is going to be all loam as well, which will be good. Yeah, pH in the new one is pretty awful, so we'll do that, and we knew that. We do have a soil tester, so that's not a problem. Down we go. It's very quiet tonight. Not that I'm used to having hundreds in, but it was always nice to get to 10. And down about there. Whoops. Really very straight. Missed a bit. That's always the way. Class makes short work of it. Let's just make a clip while we're at it. Might need a thumbnail inspiration at some point. Oh, there's a bit of wood there. Goodness me. There was a tree here that I whipped out. Just a sort of a half-grown one. Rightio, there we go. So that's the ploughing bit sorted. Back and get that piece of tree in a minute when we do the soil testing. I don't think there's any I want to do. I think on this side, yeah, we'll kind of work around my rough concreting. Right, turn you off for a tick. Let's go and grab the other tractor. We are starting to... It's really interesting how fast it runs down the straw plain. So it looks like you've run out of straw well before you do. We've still got 2/3 of a straw load in there. And I keep thinking, oh no, I'm going to run out. But nope. You're unfolded, so that's good. I suspect we're close enough up that edge, yeah, that's alright. Can't quite get it in one shot, so just take two photos. Okay, that'll do that. Put you away. That was very quick and easy. Then we can grab the cultivators in behind the Massey. Using all the tractors now. Let's leave you in there for the minute. Can I open that door? Yes. It's out to the street. There you go. Who knew? Running hither and thither. Oh, we're getting a bit of slurry. Won't quite have it in enough time to, or enough of it necessarily to spread on the field. We won't have any equipment to spread it, so I don't think we'll worry about that. Well, this guy, I'm going to put a worker on to cultivate. We can drive up and get some lime and go and pick that planter up. Now, let's have a look here. Need to get out of the tractor. You haven't seen before. I'm still in the tractor, that's why. So we will draw our custom fields. So we're going to start right about there. And just right clicking our way around the field. We'll correct any poor decisions in a moment. Yeah, let's just do that. Up to about across to there and close. Save that. Yes. And this is going to be windmill fields. Right, we'll edit. Let's see what we got going on here. So we did pretty good up that edge. This edge we could do better on though. So let's move basic individuals and move you up to there. Advanced. This is the bit that I always get wrong. You're clicked. Oh, did a bit better today. Just bring you back. There we go. Basic. That looks all right. Move in the corner. That looks pretty good. Yeah, got a little bit close to the brickwork there. Not the most interesting task, I'm sure, to commentate, but tell you what, it sure makes it easy to make new fields and to have Crossplay behave itself. Yeah, I could do that as a set, or it's just as quick when they're all just not quite a perfect line. To do them one at a time. Bring the corner in. Pretty happy with that edge. And that one. Now, what do we do down here? It won't be able to seed over that, so I reckon let's bring the corner of the field into here. And then we'll end up making a... Actually, let's do it like that, and we'll have sort of a roadway of sorts round the back of the windmill. Makes some sense, I think. A little bit of a curve on it. Beautiful. Right. So now, temporary course, all selected beautifully. One tool, 4 headlands, start on the center, sharp corners. Main reason for the 4 headlands is just to keep you off the corners like over here, you'll probably still get caught on stuff, but that'll do us. As he gets caught right at the start. Where are we going? Right. That's the end of the course. Back it up, bud. It's a happening thing. There we go. Away he goes. Right. That's excellent. And no, I don't have stones on. It's my one. Not interested in picking stones out of fields. It's bad enough when I have to do that in my own garden. Now we want the other big tractor. Let's go and see how much lime we've got. Not a lot by the looks. In fact, not a lot would be none. Let's head over into town. I think we've done that on the stream before, but there is a lime purchase point. It's just a bit of a fiddly yard for a towed implement. One of those classics where just would have been great if he'd laid it out the other way round and put the line point at this end. But it does the job. Guess my turning circle's pretty rubbish. Almost out of juice. So we're just leaving Argsy's last comment to sort of, sum up the situation in chat. Or it was so profound nobody can think of anything to say. Now, it did not give out free lime. I filled it. So you buy it and fill it up. So you'll see I already have, I got 15,000 litres left in it. No, actually, I've got 10,000 litres left in it. I've got some in my bale storage. How about that? Well spotted. chief financial scrutineer. Very eagle-eyed of you. Now, where are we going to do this? I reckon he's over there. Let's see how much of this field we can get done. I haven't even looked, haven't spent a minute thinking about them. They're the sort of things that I don't, like if I trip over one on a map, I usually pick it up, but don't spend much time. I did discover that if you, there's a shrine somewhere, and if you pray to a god of something or other, that opens the doors to the sealed section in the mill. And I think that's the secret. So the location that all that plays out is the secret that gets unlocked if you find all the collectibles. Not doing a very good job there. Yes. Yeah, I can imagine it's this is the sort of feel for a map that I like when it can translate to 4x. To me, 4x is the ideal size. That I find if you go bigger than 4x, it kind of for me it defeats the enjoyment objective, and it's really hard to get the same feel. I can understand why lots of people like it though, because if your farming experience is in a region where, you know, the world is all about big equipment, then these farming situations are dinky by comparison. I like that you can do a mix. And the fields over on the hill up there, if we end up, I'm about to run out of lime. Yes, I am. I'll wait until we run out of lime. But if we end up buying 3 or 4 of those, we can make a bigger setup work. You certainly wouldn't want to be dragging big equipment back and forth across the river here, that would just be irritating. Let's go and get some more lime. Oh, it has. Yes. Oh, look, the map make. Whoops, I get those every time. The map maker put an enormous amount of thought into how to create the feeling on the map that he wanted, or she wanted, or they wanted, and lots of aspects about how to play it. And I think that's terrific. That's why when you come into a place like this, you know, it's not a weakness, and it's nicely done, but just the thought that's gone into this yard isn't at the same level as a lot of the rest of the map. No worries, Argsy. Thanks for dropping by. Good to see you. They do. In fact, there's one really annoying spot in town where if you get there in the wrong cycle, like the same pedestrian crosses and then crosses again, and it gets me every time. But the AI cars will stop and just wait for all the pedestrians to clear out. Righty-ho. That's not going to work, I don't think. Oh, maybe it will. Turn tighter than I thought. But you know, that house there is just not the sort of house we should be or not the lean-to section of it that we should be driving past on a narrow road. I think he's built almost all of this village in Blender and then imported it in. Or some equivalent tool. Because when I put the chicken coop in, I was looking to try and make a retaining wall using the same brickwork that was in the village, and discovered that that part of the village that the church is sitting on is not real. Well, it's all one object basically. Let's see here. Oh yeah, no, this is like so many parts of France that I've spent time in. I think that's part of why the feel of it appeals to me, because it's, you know, it's lots of the things that I like about visiting France. Now, where am I trying to go? I've got to go up that line there, I think. No, what's... Oh, I'm on the wrong part of the field. Bugger. Just misreading my own mini-map. I looked at, watched that Disturbed piece on the weeding that you referred me to. That was quite interesting. Okay, now let's see if I can find that strip that I missed that he already cultivated somewhere around here. There it is. Yeah, well, on the one hand it does, but it just means that it just shows you how poorly the main part of the story was communicated. You know, they tried to make out that it was all a big environmental piece, but you don't really know where the lines are between what was implemented properly and what wasn't, which I just think is disappointing. It's just lazy coding. Yeah, and the fact that you can then fudge it to get your full bonus, it's like, well, that just looks like a bug. Yes. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? You don't know which interactions are intended and which ones are not. And that's kind of the same experience I'm having when I'm trying to figure out, you know, the intersection between GE and the game without necessarily knowing all of the ins and outs and the history of how it came to be. You know, I'm not object-oriented trained per se, and so I don't necessarily think that way. It just makes it hard. Right. So, it's a bit patchy, but for the purposes of what we need, it's good enough. He's going to keep going. So we'll put that back in the shed. Come on. We're gonna miss. No. Oh. Oh, there we go. Wrong one. Okay, let's go down the store and pick up that sewing machine. And that'll probably... Whoa, I've done it again. That's PF8, I think, or is it 7? It's a good reason to stop. No, it wasn't 7. There it is. Thank you. Sorry about that, viewing audience. Somebody jumped in and jumped straight back out again. And it was Power who wanted to know, can they join? And the answer, I'm assuming they deduced, was, God, join that nonsense? Don't think so. Rightio. But Mark, I think that's where we might leave it tonight, mate. Thank you very much for keeping me company all the way through. Hope you recover from your long drive over the next few days, and that it's not too crowded trying to live in your house with all the extra furniture. I'll be back Monday next week, all being well. And hopefully with that tip you gave me at the start, I might be able to get to the bottom of why I can't load my acid in. But until next time, see you everybody. Be back Monday 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Till then, stay safe. Thanks for watching. See ya.